Alright, hi guys. So we're on our way to the doctor's appointment today. Today is Saturday, March the 12th. My mom is driving us right now. So we should be there within like 15-20 minutes, and then we'll see how long the wait time is, and we'll update you guys then. Bye. Alright you guys, so we're just walking in the hospital. This is like a little wing, I guess. We're here. We'll try to figure out where to go. Fertility clinic. Take an elevator to number 2. Okay, so we're gonna go up. You wanna click too? So how are you feeling, Matt?
I'm okay.
You nervous at all?
No, not really.
I am. Really nervous. But we'll see how this goes. We'll try to vlog as much as we can when we're there. I don't know how long the wait times will be. We've heard there could be like 3 hours or anything. So we'll see how everything goes. And we'll update you guys in a minute.
Hi everyone, we're just sitting here filling out the paperwork now. Fran's doing her sheet.
Yeah.
And then I'll be doing mine next. And then I guess we will be seeing the doctor shortly.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too busy, so we'll hopefully not be here too long.
Okay, well, keep you updated.
Alright guys, so we just finished up at our appointment, and we're just sitting here waiting for my mom to come pick us up since we didn't know how long we were going to be. So, yeah, it was a very informative appointment. We learned lots of new things that we didn't know about before, and we talked about future treatments. So right now we're feeling very calm, I'm guessing. He is like an amazing doctor. It seems like it anyway. So I'll update you guys. Probably like I'll add us to the video getting into more detail about what we talked about and what the future plan is. So
Hi everybody.
how do you feel about this appointment?
Good.
Did you like him?
Yep, he's a great doctor.
You got to ask a lot of questions,
Yes.
so that was good.
He's very informative, I think. I'm happy with everything.
Okay, so we'll wait for my mom to pick us up, and then I'll film something to add to this to let you guys know what we talked about. Alright, hi guys, so this is part 2. It is now Sunday the 13th, I think, yeah, because yesterday was the 12th. So I'm just adding this onto the last bit of the video. I'm trying my best to have it out tonight, edit it a little bit, and yeah, just have it up for you guys tonight so you guys know what happened. As I haven't really mentioned anything either on Instagram or anywhere else either. Okay, so lots to talk about. Like you can see, there's a whole stack of paperwork next to me, and I'm gonna try, okay, I'm gonna try my best to get everything together. I was gonna do some notes, but it's Sunday, Matt's home, and he just went outside to work on his truck a little bit because it's nice outside, so I was like, great, so I can just finish this off quickly. So as you guys seen parts of the video, like we went for our appointment, my mom drove us, and then we went in, which is what we didn't record. Like I think the part that you guys seen was that we were filling out some paperwork and stuff, and literally like 2 minutes later we already got called in by a nurse. We kind of walked through all the hallways, and there was a couple hallways that were full of baby pictures. They didn't really explain much, but by the like googling that I've done before, I knew that was like their success ball of all the babies they have conceived, and there were a lot. So we got led into a little room, and I think we're literally like at that point where we're like the only couple in the whole fertility clinic, I think. At least we didn't see anybody else in any other rooms that we walked past, and the doors were all open, so I don't know. Anyway, so we got put into the room, and there was a huge questionnaire that I had to fill out, like any diseases, any like pop, coffee we drink, sweets, like do we exercise, what do we do, what diseases do as like my mother, my grandmother, all of that have, like his family. Honestly, there were so many questions, and it took forever to fill out because it was like, when did you have your first period, like when did you start birth control. It was just crazy, so it took me forever to fill that out. So they did like blood pressure and weight and height on Matt first, and then they did it on me when I finished like my part of the paperwork, and Matt filled out his sorry. So Then the nurse just asked a couple questions, like what meds and stuff we take, which I was already filling out. I think they asked me that question like 3 times, and I'm like, what am I filling out the questionnaire for? So anyway, I, like, in my purse, I had, like, literally everything that we were taking, like the Fertility, the vitamins, the stuff for my, like, thyroid, the Femera. I did not mention the cream to her, and I was gonna to my doctor, but honestly the opportunity just didn't present itself, and I didn't want to come off as like one of those people that like think they know everything better. So I just kind of left the progesterone cream out for now. We'll see what happens, I guess. So what else? Yeah, so that was like all that she did. We were kind of waiting, and then all of a sudden the doors opened and the doctor walked in. And at first, honestly, I was like, oh gosh, no. Just because, like, he sat down and he just like kind of introduced himself, and the way that he was looking up and down at me all the time and like at Matt was kind of like a little bit intimidating and uncomfortable. I don't know, like he must have been like judging all the time, and I get to that point later. So then what happened, like he just pretty much asked all those questions all over again while he looked at my questionnaire. I'm like, the answer is right in front of me. What do you want to hear from me again? So that's kind of what we did, just like basic questions. And the first thing that he said, and like I'm still pretty upset about it, like I knew that it would play a factor, but just, I don't know, I'm just one of those girls that, like, I'm not very sensitive about it, but anyway, like, what he said he would nag me about later is losing weight. And, according to, like, my height, body, everything, I'm, like, borderline obese, which is kind of, like, I know I'm a heavier girl, but I never considered myself obese, and hearing that label is kind of, like, okay, a little bit of a shock, to be honest, and I'm still kind of, like, okay, like, don't take it too hard on yourself is what I'm trying to tell myself. Like, yeah, obviously I know weight plays a factor, especially with like PCOS and stuff, but just hearing the words like obese was a little bit like, okay. Anyway, so he was like, he'll nag me about that later, and he just kind of went through the rest of the quiz, and he got to the part where it's like, how many cans of pop a day do you drink, which is like 3 to 5-ish depending on the day. And he's like, well, I'll nag you about that too, because that kind of goes hand in hand with the whole losing weight and stuff, which makes sense. But honestly, like, we've been way worse with like drinking pop, and ever since we started trying, like last year around this time when we went to my gynecologist, we already like made some changes and already cut it down a whole lot, because honestly, pop was all we ever drank, and like water at night, that's it. And now it's like we drink a whole lot more water a day, but in between, like, sometimes, I don't know, just like a can of pop. I don't know, that's just, we're kind of like slowly taking it out rather than like cold turkey, so. But anyway, that was one of the things. I'm trying not to make this too long because it's already like the whole part before. What else happened? So like we went through everything, and he went through all the stuff with Matt in regards to like him having beer or a glass of whiskey or whatever. And then because Matt sometimes, like, because my parents smoke and they're trying to stop, like, quit smoking, so they switched over to a vaporizer, and they got him one just to kind of like hang out. Like, he doesn't smoke nicotine but just flavors. And obviously there's no studies on it. We've done tons of Googling on it too, and honestly you can't find anything yet because it's so new and nobody's done any studies on it. So he said, like, for now he should like just leave it out, because we don't know if it hurts him or not, right? So that's that. What else? Like, he gave us a whole bunch of like testing of what we want to do, which I'll get into. He went through everything that happened before. In regards to my weight, he said that because of me being obese, according to the BMI is what I'm saying, because honestly to me I'm not obese. I'm heavy, but I'm not obese. Like, anyway, that's just like on paper what they calculate, whatever. So according to that BMI and that, like, the rate and everything, I supposedly have, like, a normal woman has like a 10% chance of a miscarriage, and because I'm overweight I have a 20% chance. So that's like double of what normal people have, which is kind of scary. So yeah, we'll be trying to like exercise more and like really cut out pop and I don't know, eat healthier, cut out some snacks. But honestly, like Matt snacks a lot, like a lot. I can't really say that I do. Like I'll have like small portions here and there, like fruits, yogurts, whatever. I don't really pig out on snacks like chips or chocolate or anything. The random trip to like Dairy Queen for a blizzard, but that's like once a month, if that. So snacks aren't really an issue for me. For me is the pop. Like if I were to quit pop like cold turkey, I would probably lose a lot of weight. And exercising, because me sitting at home all day. Now with the nicer weather, being able to work with our horses more again gives us more exercise too. So that's what I'm looking forward to, because sitting around all winter doesn't help. Okay, so that was just my little kit. Now, what did he say? What's our plan? He liked the fact that I'm on letrozole. First I thought he was gonna be more, because all of the sheets that we like filled out and stuff mentioned Clomid, and I said that I'm on letrozole because I read like better things about it. Like I just like it more, and that's what I wanted to have, and I'm doing well on it. And he said nope, he agrees. Like if he had a wife and she had be like, if she would have trouble, he'd be doing the exact same thing, especially with PCOS. Another thing, he asked me how many periods a year I get without letrozole, which literally is like 1 to 2 periods a year, because like my cycles were like 160 days plus without any medication. So that kind of scared him, and he kind of scared both me and Matt, because he was like, he doesn't want to scare us like crazy, but he wants to scare us enough to take it seriously, because the whole issue is, I guess, if you don't have regular periods, you're more prone to get uterus cancer. And uterus cancer is supposedly not something to joke around with. And like, there's like a 1% chance or whatever he said that you're gonna survive it. So he said if I don't get my periods regularly, I'm prone to get like uterus cancer, and I'm prone to die. So hearing that from a doctor, like to tell you like, hey, you gotta like watch what you're doing because you could die, is really scary. So he gave me more than enough prescription as well, again, for the progesterone. It's a different one that I haven't taken, but that's fine. And he just wanted me to make sure that if I shouldn't ovulate or whatever, that I make sure I call him at like cycle day 40 or whatever, and they'll tell me whether or not I'm pregnant, and if I'm not, then like to start it to get my cycle going, so I'm not like at risk of dying. The other thing that he said, like if we do, whenever we do get pregnant and I'm done breastfeeding, he wants to put me back on birth control, just so I do have regular cycles. And he said that if we want to try again, we'll go back off of it and like do everything over again, rather than me sitting there and not doing it. So he wants me, as in what the game plan is. Okay, we'll just get into this. So the game plan right now is, to him, which kind of makes sense, like we haven't really been trying for that long, just because trying means like you're really ovulating and you have like every month to get pregnant, which we haven't since I started the letrozole the first round in April. So like June, like May, June last year. Like it hasn't even been a full year technically that we have been trying properly with ovulation and everything. And obviously like a healthy couple that is ovulating can take like up to a year to get pregnant. So that is not a huge concern to him. So he's like not pushing too hard, which is kind of nice and kind of shitty, but we'll take it. So right now this is my 4th cycle on the Femera since my miscarriage. And he wants me to do 6 cycles before we go into treatment. As for if I shouldn't be pregnant right now, which I don't know if I am, I'm 9 DBO, but I'll make another video about that later. So the plan is, I'll try and get this all together. This is for later. Okay, so there's like a whole bunch of blood work, like cycle day 3, check like my testosterone and a bunch of stuff. Then there is cycle day 35, the whole like standing order where you just go in, they check if you ovulated and whether or not you're pregnant, so I know what to do. Then they want to do a saline infusion. I don't know, it's called an SHG, not an HCG. And it's basically they put the same stuff, but just in your uterus, not up your fallopian tubes. So they said like you can't feel nothing. Literally it's just like whatever, they put stuff in it and it comes back out. There's no cramping, there's no pain, there's no anything. And they want to do that on between day 2 and 4. So he said if I can get in like cycle day 3 and just do all the blood work and the ultrasound in one day, then I'm done. I don't need to come back like every day, which is good. Matt has a bunch of blood work, and he also needs to do another semen analysis because they didn't test for antibodies last time, so he wants to double check on that. More blood work for me, urine sample, blood work for Matt, and urine sample for Matt. So we have a whole bunch of things to do, and that is kind of like for next cycle or whenever, just so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on right now. Then after that, I think it's like one more natural cycle, but we'll see what happens during the cycle, like what he finds out. Oh yeah, the other thing is like he looked at one of my earliest ultrasounds when they diagnosed me with PCOS, the one that my family doctor ordered back in 2015. And one of the ultrasound techs put a note on there that I had, oh crap, I don't remember the word, a septum. They thought I had a septum in my uterus, and he was like, oh, well, that would explain a lot. So he looked at my HSG and stuff, and he was like, no, everything's clear, you don't have one. And like my heart stopped, because I'm like, if that's what it is, like, holy crap. So no, he said like besides losing weight, we're perfectly healthy. He doesn't see a reason for us like not being able to get pregnant. The plan right now, like I said, is 2 more months of just letrozole and us trying to kind of get closer to the year of like completely trying. And then it'll be letrozole and IUI. I don't know, he said he wants to try that like 2-3 cycles, but I'm like, honestly, I do not have like that much money to like be able to throw around like $500 like for a bunch of months, because then the plan would be like first is letrozole and IUI, then it's letrozole and injections and IUI, and then it'd be IVF. Now I don't want to jump ahead too far because honestly, like, we don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know where Matt's gonna be at or anything, but we had a conversation and he said that with the like union or whatever that Matt's working in as a pipe fitter, he's had one guy before where his benefits literally covered everything for IVF. They did IVF like 4 times and got 6 kids out of it, and he's never had to pay a penny. Now with Matt's industry and how the economy is right now, he's obviously not going to be staying at the same job for however long it takes for us to do IVF, and we don't know if it's covered or not. But the plan is we're just going to call around and see what they say, even if IUI will be covered or anything. So, yeah, obviously, unless it's covered, IVF is not going to be an option for us, and we're not going to take that step, but we didn't, like, get all into it, like, we don't want to do it. So, right now, it's like we have, like, about, I'm just going to say, like, 2 more months of, like, just us and Femera, then maybe, like, 2 more months of just Femera and IUI, and then maybe 2 more months of injectables, IUI, and Femera. So that's kind of like the step right now, like the next 6-ish months. But he said that he wouldn't be surprised that if we're pregnant by the time we even come back to him. So that was kind of nice to hear from a doctor saying like, hey, like, I don't see the issue. You guys shouldn't have an issue. The only issue is like weight right now to keep a pregnancy. So that was kind of good news for us. So yeah, all in all, we're like pretty happy with the situation. It was pretty unreal having to go and like listen to like a doctor tell, like, not that my gynecologist is not a doctor, but like sitting in a hospital seems a lot more real than just a little office. But when we walked out, there were like a few more couples sitting in rooms then, and we were just kind of like, okay, like, you just feel less alone seeing that other people are actually there, because honestly the first, like, when we arrived and there was no one there, we were kind of like, oh, so we're the only ones struggling, like, great, it's just us. But yeah, once again, hearing the doctor say that he thinks we might be able to like do it on our own too, just like reassuring to kind of relax a little bit more and not like freak out, even though it is hard to relax knowing our due dates next month. So we'll see. We'll take it day by day. I'm planning to do like a cycle update, probably like beginning of this week. I shouldn't have too much planned this week, so that should be up pretty soon. I hope this wasn't too long, but it was a big deal for us. We tried to vlog as much as we could. We would have liked to in the office and stuff too, but just privacy reasons, I think, too, like not knowing who our doctor is and stuff. So maybe for future appointments he'll be more relaxed, but first meeting somebody, I didn't want to be like, hey, here's my camera, do you want to be on the internet? So yeah, I hope you guys didn't mind, and I hope you guys kind of like the vlog style at the beginning. I hope it turned out, because honestly I haven't seen it yet. I'll see it tonight when I edit it. If not, if none of that is at the beginning, it's probably because it turned out like crap, and it's just gonna be this part. So I'll see you guys this week to let you know how this cycle is going or how it ended. And thank you guys for watching and your prayers. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye.